Okay, this lesson is on layering, and we will include a little bit about cleaning an image because in Photoshop it is so much easier. So we're going to create a canvas with a black background. I'm going to grab an image, and for that you can drag and drop. You can also go to File, Browse and Bridge, which is Alt-Control-O. Again, the more often you use the shortcuts, the faster everything will be for you. And I'm going to just drag over my image. I want to resize that a little bit because I really want to focus more on her torso than her legs, but I do want some of that blue to come through. I'm going to shift this over, and to lock it all in place with the changes, hit Enter. I'm going to next clean the image, and again, a couple of ways to do that. I'm going to show you how to use a mask to clean the image. Again, the shortcut is Shift W. And up at the top, you'll see now you have the option to select subject. Click on that. And Photoshop tells you what it thinks is supposed to be there. Now, it did kind of lose a little bit of that hair here, but we can fix that. I'm going to click next on Select and Mask. And I'm going to increase the transparency just a little bit there so I can see exactly what I'm working with. And I am not going to feather very much here. I'm going to leave that at that very low number. If you do use feather, this is what happens, and it ends up not looking like you want it to. So just a very rough start. And what I am going to do next, just so I can see that hair, is increase the zoom to 300. And up here at the top, I have this on plus, which will allow me to add part of the image. Okay, and I can see I grabbed a little bit more than I wanted to. So I'm just going to take the negative and just pull that off. One more time, I want to go over. Again, trying just to get that little bit of hair. And it's going to fight me. There we go. Okay. And again, some of this will be forgiven when we put the layers over it, which is part of the plus for all of this. I'm going to resize this down to 100, and I did click OK to accept the changes from the mask. Now, next, I'm going to drag and drop a layer on top, and I'm going to resize it. There we go. Pull that down just a little bit. I'm going to click Enter again to lock that in place with the changes. I'm going to adjust the fill level here, and I want this about at this level with the blue around her hips, as I really want to cover that. And while I'm on this layer, I'm going to adjust the filter a little bit, and so that you have a better idea of what it looks like, I'm going to re-increase the opacity. I'll bring that up to 100. I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. I've got that at 8, kind of like that, nice soft. Make sure the sun that way is not that hard image in the background. And I want to bring this layer down so it is just on top of that black layer. I'm going to come back up. I want to select the top layer, and I'm going to add another layer on top. And by going up to the top, I make sure that that new layer is added at the very top as opposed to somewhere in the middle. You can always rearrange it. I just like to be able to have things where I want to start with. Hit Enter to lock that in place. Here we go. And again, I am going to lower the fill so that I can see this a little better. And I really like this effect on her jeans. So what I'm going to do here is select Add a Layer Mask. You can see it popped up there. And I want to cover up that portion of the image that's on her body that kind of hides everything. So I'm going to increase my soft round brush from 25 to 40. That looks pretty good size-wise. My goal is to go over this as few times as possible so I don't have to fix it over and over. And again, I'm not being perfect with this. You can fix it again, of course, by going over it with white. I just really don't want to have to. There we go. That's not too bad. And now I'm going to increase my brush again. There's 120. And I'm coming just up to the edges of her hair. I'm not going all the way. I want that to look a little bit softer and to blend in with the background as opposing to look like a cardboard cutout that we just stuck up on top here. And that was a tip that I learned from Maya. So thank you, Maya, for sharing that. Okay. And that is basic layering. Photoshop makes it incredibly simple. If you have any questions, please let me know. And from here, we can file, save as, and go on from there. Again, just be certain that you are specific with your file folder so you know what you've saved where. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to go over anything again. And if there's anything that I did that was confusing, I want to be able to fix that as well. Thank you very much.